Hello, and welcome. Thank you for taking the time to attend today's presentations. Hi, my name is Alpha. I'm an artificial intelligence bot programmed by the technology consultants at NextGen Interactive. Rosie and I are the AI bots presenting this presentation today. We will have time for questions and answers at the end, so please take notes and have your questions ready. First, let me tell you about my programmer David Brown. David retired from corporate life at an early age to pursue his own business. David has been in the technology industry since the late 70s. He has worked for various Fortune 500 companies, such as Control Data Corporation, an IBM subsidiary, Eaton Corporation, Goodyear, and AT&T. Working as a network account manager with AT&T, he has worked with Cleveland Clinic, the City of Cleveland, the Plain Dealer, Summa Medical in Akron, Progressive Insurance, the Ohio State Highway Patrol, ODOT Ohio Department of Transportation, and many other major organizations throughout the state of Ohio. David's knowledge and work experience was in the area of telecommunications, working with these organizations. Designing, installing, running, and managing worldwide corporate computer communications networks, David has gained extensive knowledge in computer connections and interactions. David formed in 1994, Digital Image Communications, a computer consulting firm. He is the CEO and has been very successful. This company has established a national clientele. David has established several other businesses. He is the CTO and co-founder of NextGen Interactive, a next-generation technology consulting firm. He is chairman of a technology nonprofit called Minority Tech Alliance, and he is the founder and executive director of a health and wellness children's nonprofit called the For Life Foundation. Last but not least, David is the executive vice president and CTO of the Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame out of Detroit. Today's presentation will shed some insights on the world of blockchain and Bitcoin, the first cryptocurrency. Blockchain is revolutionizing the world economy. As an open-source distributed database using state-of-the-art cryptography, this emerging technology facilitates collaboration and tracking of all kinds of transactions and interactions. Bitcoin, the first revolutionary cryptocurrency, is based on blockchain technology. It has the power to drastically change the way we interact financially. This digital money makes global financial transactions faster, reliable, and more seamless. Understanding blockchain. As mentioned earlier, blockchain is revolutionizing the world economy. Think of blockchain as a new information storage tool. This new technology is an innovative way to store data. Traditionally, ISTs are stored in spreadsheets and various databases, like Microsoft Excel for spreadsheet and Microsoft Access or Oracle for databases. Your computer is a data storage device. Data, your documents, are stored on a machine-readable medium, and are sometimes referred to as digital data or electronic documents. Let's explore databases. Databases are structured to facilitate the storage, retrieval, modification, and deletion of data in conjunction with various data processing operations. A database management system, DBMS, extracts information from the database in response to queries. Databases are used just about everywhere, including banks, retail, websites, and warehouses. Banks use databases to keep track of customer accounts, balances, and deposits. Retail stores can use databases to store prices, customer information, sales information, and quantity on hand. Schools have databases filled with information such as student records, parent and teacher lists, and school schedules. Blockchain can be referred to as a database management system. A blockchain is actually a database because it is a digital ledger that stores information in data structures called blocks. A database likewise stores information in data structures called tables. However, while a blockchain is a database is not a blockchain. Databases. Until now, most successful databases are controlled and managed by a designated entity. We pay for these services if we use them. Banks, we pay account handling fees to securely storing and handling our financial information. Social media, we pay with our time to watch advertising that pays for our so-called free service, which allows us to upload pictures to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Cloud computing, centralized data storage, is how most of us now store most of our personal data, and we pay for these services. So what are the problems with most databases today? Most databases that store your personal information are centralized, which means it is located at one company. This company may store your data in another location for backup and redundancy, but it is still considered one location. So these single databases provide a single point of attack for malicious actors, hackers. These hackers may be state-sponsored, actors like Russia, China, India, or maybe an advanced hacker group like Anonymous, Chaos, Homebrew, Masters of Deception, Legion of Doom, or Lizard Squad to name a few, or an individual. It's fairly easy to access your information. There are many experts that are quite young that can do it. Once a database is breached, it's fairly easy for information to be stolen, altered, or fabricated. Many data breaches have come to light within the last decade. Sometimes these breaches are easy to detect. Sometimes these breaches can go undetected for years. Do you know if your information is safe? I am sure you cannot answer that question because you have no idea how your personal information is protected by the many companies you entrust with it. Your bank, your insurance company, your tax records, your credit information. This list can go on and on. Think about it. Data breaches, or information hackers, are up at an alarming rate. As of the second quarter of 2021, it has risen 38%, at least 16 billion records, including credit card numbers, home addresses, social security numbers, and other highly sensitive information, have been exposed. The first quarter of 2020 was one of the worst in data breach history, with over 8 billion records were exposed. The cost to every industry is rising and the cost to your personal well-being can be incalculable. Data breaches, or information hackers, are up at an alarming rate. As of the second quarter of 2021, it has risen 38%, at least 16 billion records, including credit card numbers, home addresses, social security numbers, and other highly sensitive information, have been exposed. The first quarter of 2020 was one of the worst in data breach history, with over 8 billion records were exposed. The cost to every industry is rising and the cost to your personal well-being can be incalculable. I'm sure you have heard of the Colonial Pipeline breach. This hack shut down most of the East Coast for close to a week. T-Mobile's breach that just recently happened exposed over 50 million of their customers' personal information. Many breaches happen every day most you do not hear about because it would destroy the reputation of that organization. Let's look at some of the most popular breaches over the last decade. Yahoo 2013, 3 billion user accounts. Marriott International 2018 500 million customers. Adult Friend Finder 2016, 412.2 million customers. eBay 2014, 145 million users. Equifax 2017, 143 million customers. This is one of the credit reporting agencies. 209,000 had it exposed. Heartland Payment Systems 2018, 134 million credit cards, breached. Target Stores, 110 million credit debit cards. TJX Companies Incorporated 2006, 94 million credit cards. This is the parent company of TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, Sierra, and HomeSense. Have you shopped at any one of these stores lately? Uber the rideshare service 2016, 57 million Uber users. JP Morgan Chase the largest bank in the U.S., 2014 76 million households and 7 million small businesses. U.S. Office of Personnel Management, personal information of 22 million current and former federal employees exposed. Sony's PlayStation Network, 2011 77 million PlayStation Network accounts hacked. Estimate losses of $171 million while the site was down for a month. This is to show you that you should have very little confidence that your personal information will not, if not already been compromised. So the question is, how do you make databases more reliable and secure? Blockchain was developed to solve this problem. The rapid advancements in digital technology have introduced new challenges around data security. Organizations need a way to secure their data. By implementing strong authentication and cryptography mechanisms, there is now a way to make it. How does blockchain work? The basic blockchain structure is defined by the use of three factors that comprise the how. How information gets added. How information that is added becomes validated. How information that is added and validated becomes sealed. The primary difference between centralized and decentralized communication networks has to do with the question of who has control over the network itself. A centralized network locates all its data in one major location, therefore one organization has control in that location. A decentralized network is organized in a more distributed fashion. One organization can have many locations where the same data is stored simultaneously. Or many organizations can have the same data stored at their location but connected to the same network. Blockchain runs on a decentralized network. No single entity is responsible for the security of information. But everyone connected as an approved node to the blockchain has that responsibility. The information submitted is checked many times for accuracy. Blockchain distributes that information across a vast multinational worldwide network of computers and users, if the information is to be stored on a public blockchain. Why blockchain matters? Why blockchains matter? Blockchains introduce a high level of trust in digital data, the fifth evolution of computing, the missing trust layer for the Internet. When information has been written into a blockchain database, it is nearly impossible to remove it or change it. What is blockchain? Blockchain is a shared, digitized ledger. As stated before, is nearly impossible to change once a transaction has been recorded and verified and added to the chain. Blockchain is a data structure that allows creation of a digital ledger of data, a record. Each record is referred to as a block. Multiple blocks are added together in a chain fashion and are referred to as a blockchain. Thus the blockchain is a record of transactions, like a traditional ledger. The blockchain is a peer-to-peer system with no central authority managing the data flow, a decentralized system. Each computer, peer, is a full node. This means the node, i.e. computer, has a full copy of the blockchain. Every transaction ever submitted to the chain. As stated before, by design, the computers, or nodes, are in more than one location. Let's take a deeper look into the functionality of how blockchain works. Someone connected to the blockchain requests a transaction. The transaction is represented online as a block of information. The block is broadcasted to every party, computer, or node in the network. Those in the network approve the transaction. These are called miners in the Bitcoin blockchain. The new block is then added to the existing blockchain, in a way that is permanent and unalterable. The transaction is complete. To become a participant, you must download the entire blockchain to your system that is connected to it. In August 2021, the Bitcoin blockchain file size, containing records of all the transactions that have occurred on the network, reached 350,000 gigabytes. The Bitcoin blockchain began in January of 2009. If you were to download the blockchain to become a full node, at 100 megabits, i.e., 1 million bits per second data speed, it would take approximately 3 to 4 days to download. Understand that the blockchain's databases do not stop growing. Blockchain structure. Here is a pictorial view of a blockchain. A block represents the present and contains information about its past and future. Notice the block numbers at the top of each block. That number is its block number. Each time a block is completed and is approved to be added, it becomes part of the past and gives way to a new block in the blockchain. The completed block is a permanent record of transactions in the past, and the new transactions are recorded in the current one. Each block contains both the block number before it and behind it plus the transaction information. Notice the description proof of work near the bottom of each block. Proof of work is a decentralized consensus mechanism that requires members of a network to expend effort solving an arbitrary mathematical puzzle to prevent anybody from gaming the system. The consensus protocols form the backbone of blockchain by helping all the nodes in the network verify the transactions. Proof of work is used widely in cryptocurrency mining, for validating transactions and mining new tokens or coins. Let's go more in depth and look at each component more closely. There are three major components. The first component is the block. A block is a list of transactions recorded into what is called a ledger. The transaction is the recording of data. The completed block is a permanent record of transactions in the past and the new transactions are recorded in the current one. A 32-bit whole number is randomly generated when a block is created, which then generates a block header hash. A hash is a function that meets the encrypted demands needed to solve a blockchain computation. The chain is a collection of blocks in sequential order. Again, each block contains data, a digital ledger. Another description of the blockchain is distributed digital ledger, DTL. The blockchain network. There are many blockchain networks that are not connected to each other. These different networks support a specific function. The Bitcoin blockchain is different from the Ethereum blockchain. The second largest cryptocurrency, each corporation will have its own networks to support its functions. Each blockchain network still functions on the basic principle of being decentralized. Each node runs high-level algorithms. Each node contains the full blockchain, all the transactions ever run. But for corporations, their nodes may not be located all over the world but across several data centers. Blockchain security. Blockchain technology produces a structure of data with inherent security qualities. It's based on principles of cryptography, decentralization, and consensus, which ensure trust in transactions. In the blockchain, each new block connects to all the blocks before it in a cryptographic chain in such a way that it's nearly impossible to tamper with. There is no single point of failure and a single user cannot change the record of transactions. This is why blockchain is so attractive to many major corporations today. Blockchain technology produces a structure of data with inherent security qualities. It's based on principles of cryptography, decentralization, and consensus, which ensure trust in transactions. In the blockchain, each new block connects to all the blocks before it in a cryptographic chain in such a way that it's nearly impossible to tamper with. There is no single point of failure and a single user cannot change the record of transactions. This is why blockchain is so attractive to many major corporations today. After a block is added, every node on the blockchain receives a copy. It can be located anywhere in the world. Bitcoin nodes recently hit an all-time high of 13,000 from 11,613 in January. This is the first time the nodes are crossing the mark and increased from what it was in early 2021. Bitcoin nodes are sometimes full nodes of light nodes. Full nodes are those programs that fully validate BTC transactions and also validates blocks. Light nodes, on the other hand, operates based on the full nodes, but don't require the whole blockchain. To be downloaded in addition, light nodes use simplified payment verification to verify transactions. So to simplify what I just explained concerning full nodes and light nodes, full nodes validate transactions and adds blocks to the blockchain. A light node can perform transactions, such as transmitting and receiving data like buying and selling cryptocurrency. Types of blockchains. Blockchain is evolving, starting out with just the Bitcoin blockchain, which is a public blockchain, which makes it the first generation of blockchain technology. Right now, we are at a point where there are different types of blockchain technologies. Each one of them serves its purpose and solves a particular or a set of problems. More so, many companies are using them in their company to leverage the benefits as much they can. The different types are: public blockchain. Anyone is allowed to join and participate in the consensus. Fully decentralized, secured, and immutable. Transactions are anonymous but transparent to everyone. On a public blockchain, anyone can view your transaction anywhere in the world. So corporate blockchains are developed and run on the next three types of chains. Private blockchain. A single organization will have authority over the network. Faster output, efficient, and offers privacy. Simplified data handling process but not open to everyone. Federated blockchain. Multiple organizations influence the blockchain network. Decentralized, extremely fast, and scalable. Network regulations preserve security and privacy. Hybrid blockchain. Authoritative access, only certain elements are private. Flexible control over what data is kept public and private. Decentralized, regulated, and highly scalable. The first generation blockchain had multiple drawbacks, including efficiency and scalability. Also, it is a public blockchain that doesn't suit everyone's agenda or needs. Like the federated blockchain, it came into existence because private blockchains offer a completely private environment where the organization decides who participates in it. This allows them to take advantage of blockchain features without the need to make everything public. Unique aspects of blockchain. Blockchains use cryptography to allow each participant on any given network to manage the ledger in a secure way without the need for a central authority to enforce the rules. If you want to remove or change a block from the entire network, then you have to change the network consensus, convince more than 50%, or 66% or whatever threshold is set in the network, of miners, operators to also drop that block. This has been done before, but, as you can guess, when it comes to getting so many people to agree on something, it has to be something serious. Can you imagine convincing half of over 13,000 miners or operators to change one block on the chain? That's 6,500. That would be a very expensive time-consuming feat. Cryptography primarily focus on ensuring the security of participants and transactions, safeguards against double spending, and lack of influence of central authorities on operations. Cryptography finds applications across a wide range of purposes. In some cases, it helps in securing different transactions happening on a network. Blockchain applications leverage the concept of real-world signatures by leveraging cryptography techniques along with encryption keys. Cryptography methods utilize advanced mathematical codes for the storage and transmission of data values in secure formats. As a result, it ensures that only the individuals for whom the transaction or data is intended can obtain, read and process the transaction or data and verify the authenticity of participants in the transaction. Blockchain uses the SHA-1 cryptography. SHA-1, Secure Hash Algorithm 1, is a cryptographic function that takes an input and produces a 160-bit, 20-byte, hash value known as a message digest, typically rendered as a hexadecimal number, 40 digits long. It was designed by the NSA, the United States National Security Agency, and is a U.S. Federal Information Processing Standard. Notice on this diagram that every SHA-1 input produces a 20-byte 160-bit crypto code output. So no matter what you input, the output will be 20 bytes 160 bits. Blockchain smart contracts. Blockchain smart contracts. Ethereum is a decentralized, open-source blockchain with smart contract functionality. Ether is the native cryptocurrency of the platform. Amongst cryptocurrencies, Ether is second only to Bitcoin in market capitalization. Ethereum was conceived in 2013 by programmer Vitalik Buterin. Ethereum blockchain is a design technology that not only supports various types of cryptocurrencies including Ethereum crypto, but it is also the supporting software and platform that supports tens of thousands of applications, called smart contracts. Smart contracts are digital transaction protocols that verify, control, and self-execute of an agreement, embedded in computerized codes on a blockchain. Parties must meet predefined rules and criteria. Unlike traditional, physical, paper contracts, these contracts occur among anonymous or friendly parties and are enforced automatically without the involvement of any third party. Smart contracts have the potential to transform many industries, and at this time is being adopted by many major corporations. So this transformation is already underway in industries as varied as finance, real estate, healthcare, insurance, transportation, and even political elections. What are the advantages of smart contracts? These contracts already possess multiple advantages over traditional arrangements. This number is likely to increase in the future as the technology improves. For now, here are 10 benefits to using them. 1. Accuracy. One of the primary requirements of a smart contract is to record all terms and conditions in explicit detail. 2. Transparency. The terms and conditions of these contracts are fully visible and accessible to all relevant parties. There is no way to dispute them once the contract is established. 3. Clear communication. The need for accuracy in detailing the contract results in everything being explicit. There can be no room for miscommunication or misinterpretation. 4. Speed. These contracts run on software code and live on the internet. As a result, they can execute transactions very quickly. This speed can shave hours off many traditional business processes. 5. Security. Automated contracts use the highest level of data encryption currently available, which is the same standard that modern cryptocurrencies use. This level of protection makes them amongst the most secure items on the World Wide Web. 6. Efficiency. A natural byproduct of the speed and accuracy of these contracts is the efficiency with which they operate. Higher efficiencies result in more value-generating transactions processed per unit of time. 7. Paper-free. Businesses across the globe are becoming increasingly conscious about their impact on the environment. Smart contracts enable the Go Green movement because they live and breathe in the virtual world. This removes the need for vast reams of paper. 8. Storage and backup. These contracts record essential details in each transaction. Therefore, anytime your details are used in a contract, they are permanently stored for future records. In the event of data loss, these attributes are easily retrievable. 9. Savings. Perhaps one of the most significant advantages of automated contracts is that they eliminate the need for a vast chain of middlemen. There's no need for lawyers, witnesses, banks and other intermediaries. 10. Trust. Smart contracts generate absolute confidence in their execution. The transparent, autonomous, and secure nature of the agreement removes any possibility of manipulation, bias, or error. Once solemnized, the contract is executed automatically by the network. Blockchain's future. The future is bright for blockchain. Here is a list of major corporations that are using it. They represent a wide range of industries. I'm sure you can recognize a few of them. There was a major initiative to make Cleveland a blockchain leader. Spearheaded by the multimillionaire, Bernie Moreno, the former luxury car dealer, his initiative started with mobilizing the Cleveland's public and private leadership, and much of the business community. The initiative called Blockland, its goal, was to make Northeast Ohio the epicenter for all things blockchain. 2 conferences were developed back in 2018 and 2019 that brought a lot of the blockchain world to Cleveland to hear many major leaders from major corporations about the subject. Well, COVID hit, which was one of the things that changed the momentum. Bernie changed course and started a blockchain business called Onum, which has become very successful with its initiative to put car titles and other vehicle services on the blockchain. Bernie is now running for political office. Blockchain and industry, like blockchain technology itself, is in its infancy. It has been around for a little more than 10 years, but is on the cusp of rapid expansion. Businesses that see the potential and are proactive in its adoption will likely be the frontrunners in innovation and ahead of the curve when the benefits are fully realized. The hope for blockchain is once it's developed, it will keep a record of far more than just currency and transactions. With its rapid growth, blockchain becomes a more familiar part of business communications. Starting in September 2019, Walmart and its Sam's Club division required its food suppliers to implement real-time, end-to-end traceability of products back to the farm using blockchain. This implementation is in response to food contamination and food safety. Now a product can be traced from the farm to your table. So if salmonella or some other outbreak occurs, Walmart will be able to immediately contact you personally. So what is the future of blockchain? By the end of 2024, it's expected that corporations will spend $20 billion per year on blockchain technical services. About 90% of US and European banks had started exploring blockchain's potential back in 2018. 74% of tech-savvy executive teams say they believe there's a huge business potential in blockchain technology. 24% of companies expect to invest between $5 million and $10 million in the blockchain during 2021. Financial institutions alone have spent about $552 million on blockchain-powered projects. More than 20 countries have adopted or at least researched the concept of a national cryptocurrency. Blockchain is so versatile that besides recording financial transactions, it can be used for storing medical records, concluding binding agreements, tracking the flow of goods, storing personal credit records, tracking the provenance of artwork, verifying payments through a supply chain, and much more. Blockchain is changing the way businesses communicate and store information. Thank you for allowing me to impart some knowledge and information about blockchain. I hope you learned something and are now informed. Again, my name is Alpha. Now I would like to introduce you to Rosie, another highly intelligent artificial intelligent bot. Rosie will take you through the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Rosie?
Thank you, Alpha. Hi, my name is Rosie. As Alpha has told you, I'm also an artificial intelligence bot, programmed by NextGen Interactive. I'd like to thank you all for allowing me to talk to you about cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, the crypto that started it all. As the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin has become the most valuable and commonly held among the thousands of cryptocurrencies that have since been created. Its rise in value and popularity has been steady, if not without its ups and downs. In 2009, the first decentralized cryptocurrency was created by presumably pseudonymous developer Satoshi Nakamoto. The blockchain was developed to be the software support for Bitcoin, so you could say they were developed about the same time by the same person or people. For anyone here who follows or invests in Bitcoin, you know that its value reached $68,990 on November 10, 2021, around 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bitcoin is a vital asset and its price swings can be very wild. The new record high price followed the United States' first Bitcoin-linked ETF, making its debut on the New York Stock Exchange. BITO is the stock symbol for the ETF, Exchange Traded Fund, by ProShares. So why was Bitcoin invented? It was invented and designed to upend government money and become one of the foremost currencies in the world. It is meant to circumvent the widespread failures of our traditional financial system. The catalyst for its invention was the 2008 financial meltdown that caused a panic and crises in the financial markets. Bitcoin's anonymous founders aimed to create a currency that people can trust and would function without third-party intervention. Its aim is to eliminate banks and other financial institutions. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a form of digital currency, created and held electronically. No one controls it. Bitcoins aren't printed like paper dollars or metal coins. They are produced by people, and increasingly businesses, running computers all around the world, using the software that solves mathematical equations. The most important characteristic, which makes it different from conventional money, is that it's decentralized. No single institution controls it. Again, Bitcoin uses the same control mechanisms as the blockchain because the blockchain is the software that Bitcoin runs on. This is the man people say created Bitcoin, blockchain, Dorian Nakamoto. They say he used Satoshi, a pseudonymous name, to stay anonymous. He denies that he is Satoshi and wants to be left alone. He is a software engineer and claims that he has not been working in the field for years. Bitcoin is generated when an entity, i.e., person or a business, uses specialized design software that is designed to solve a mathematical puzzle. The difficulty level of solving the problem is high enough to ensure that it takes time to perform. This time is about 10 minutes per transaction. Transactions are made between buyers and sellers worldwide. Each transaction has to be approved by what is called a miner. Once approved, the Bitcoin transaction is added to the blockchain, where its transaction record is stored for eternity and can be viewed by anyone. Bitcoin mining is also the process by which new Bitcoins are entered into circulation. Miners are paid by the generation of new coins. This pay is the reward for approving a transaction and adding it to the blockchain. The Bitcoin transaction follows the same path as a blockchain transaction. To buy Bitcoin or any other type of cryptocurrency. First, set up a cryptocurrency exchange account. There are several exchanges that will allow you to set one up. Coinbase.com is the most popular. Valid methods of payment for Bitcoin include direct withdrawal from bank accounts, debit cards, and credit cards. It is also possible to get Bitcoin at specialized ATMs and via peer-to-peer exchanges. It is also recommended that you have your own personal wallet, outside of the exchange account you set up. However, be aware that Bitcoin ATMs have increasingly required government-issued IDs as of early 2020 to open any ATM accounts. What is a cryptocurrency wallet? A cryptocurrency wallet, also known as a Bitcoin wallet or crypto wallet, functions like a traditional wallet, but instead of paper currency, it holds proof of your digital cash. A cryptocurrency wallet stores the public and private keys required to buy Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, and provides digital signatures authorizing each transaction. These digital wallets can be a device, a program on an app or online website, or a service offered by crypto exchanges. You'll need to keep safe and secure your private key that allows you to unlock your crypto wallet in order to trade or spend your cryptocurrency. When you own cryptocurrencies, what you really own is a private key. Your private key unlocks the right for its owner to spend the associated cryptocurrencies. As it provides access to your cryptocurrencies, it should, as the name suggests, remain private. If you lose or forget your key, you're locked out. It's that simple. Without your key, you might as well not own any cryptocurrency or be part of any blockchain. As you can imagine, then, losing a key is a pretty big deal. A lost key can never be recovered, so you lose all of your crypto assets related to that key. What is a cryptocurrency wallet? A cryptocurrency wallet, also known as a Bitcoin wallet or crypto wallet, functions like a traditional wallet, but instead of paper currency, it holds proof of your digital cash. A cryptocurrency wallet stores the public and private keys required to buy Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, and provides digital signatures authorizing each transaction. These digital wallets can be a device, a program on an app or online website, or a service offered by crypto exchanges. You'll need to keep safe and secure your private key that allows you to unlock your crypto wallet in order to trade or spend your cryptocurrency. Public and private keys are an integral part of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. They allow you to send and receive cryptocurrency without requiring a third party to verify the transactions. These keys are a part of the public key cryptography framework. You can use these keys to send your cryptocurrency to anyone, anywhere, at any time in the world. The public and private keys fit together as a key pair. You may share your public keys in order to receive transactions, but your private keys must be kept secret. If anyone has access to the private keys, they will also have access to any cryptocurrency associated with those keys. Your public key acts like your crypto bank account number. And your private key acts like your account password. Many people have lost fortunes. The cryptocurrency's unusual nature has meant that many people are locked out of their Bitcoin fortunes as a result of lost or forgotten keys. They have been forced to watch, helpless, as the price has risen and fallen sharply, unable to cash in on their digital wealth. Bitcoin owners who are locked out of their wallets speak of endless days and nights of frustration as they have tried to get access to their fortunes. Many have owned the coin since Bitcoin's early days a decade ago, when no one had confidence that the tokens would be worth anything. The quandary is a stark reminder of Bitcoin's unusual technological underpinnings, which set it apart from normal money and give it some of its most vaunted, and riskiest, qualities. With traditional bank accounts and online wallets, banks like Wells Fargo and other financial companies like PayPal can provide people the passwords to their accounts or reset lost passwords. Bitcoin has no company to provide or store passwords. But the structure of this system did not account for just how bad people can be at remembering and securing their passwords. The cryptocurrency's unusual nature has meant that many people are locked out of their Bitcoin fortunes as a result of lost or forgotten keys. They have been forced to watch, helpless, as the price has risen and fallen sharply, unable to cash in on their digital wealth. Bitcoin owners who are locked out of their wallets speak of endless days and nights of frustration as they have tried to get access to their fortunes. Many have owned the coin since Bitcoin's early days a decade ago, when no one had confidence that the tokens would be worth anything. The quandary is a stark reminder of Bitcoin's unusual technological underpinnings, which set it apart from normal money and give it some of its most vaunted, and riskiest, qualities. With traditional bank accounts and online wallets, banks like Wells Fargo and other financial companies like PayPal can provide people the passwords to their accounts or reset lost passwords. Bitcoin has no company to provide or store passwords. But the structure of this system did not account for just how bad people can be at remembering and securing their passwords. Let's look closer at crypto exchanges. To convert your cash or credit to crypto, you need a crypto exchange. A crypto exchange is where buyers and sellers meet to exchange dollars for coins. There are hundreds of exchanges out there, but as a beginner, you'll want to opt for one that balances ease of use with low fees and high security. There are two types of exchanges: centralized and decentralized. Centralized cryptocurrency exchanges act as a third party between a buyer and a seller. Since they are operated and controlled by a company, centralized exchanges offer more reliability. Approximately 99% of all crypto transactions go through centralized exchanges. Examples of centralized cryptocurrency exchanges include Coinbase, GEX, Kraken, Gemini. Decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges, DEX, allow users to execute peer-to-peer transactions without the need for a third party or an intermediary. Due to some of the issues associated with centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges are preferred by some users. However, decentralized exchanges do not facilitate the trading of fiat currencies for cryptocurrencies. Examples of decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges include Air, Swap, IO, BarterDEX, BlockNet. There are many cryptocurrency ATMs, automated teller machines, throughout Northeast Ohio. A Bitcoin ATM is a standalone device or kiosk that allows the public to buy or sell Bitcoins or other cryptocurrencies from a terminal. ATMs are connected to the internet and often utilize QR codes to send and receive tokens to users' digital wallets. Crypto ATMs can be found in 75 different countries across the world. There are over 21,000 in our country. The ATMs are operated by more than 600 different companies, of which Bitcoin Depot is the leader with a market share of 15.8%, which also makes it the largest ATM company for crypto. You will need to have an account with the ATM operator before you can use one. People are so caught up on what Bitcoin could be, an investment, a stock or commodity you can trade, a technology that will shape the future of entire industries, they can forget that it's also, as the coin in the name implies, a form of currency. Yes, you can buy things with Bitcoin. So how can you buy something since one Bitcoin is over $60,000? Bitcoins can be fractionalized. They are divisible by 0.00000001 BTC, which is 1/100th million of a Bitcoin. Each divisible amount is called a Satoshi. Notice the crypto calculator on the right. The US dollar amount shown is $120.32, which equates to 0.00187993 Satoshi. So since Bitcoin's value changes every second, it is hard for buyers and sellers to get fair value. What is mining? Mining is a process in which Bitcoin transactions and other various forms of cryptocurrency and blockchain transactions are verified and added to the blockchain digital ledger. During the cryptocurrency mining process, volunteer coders called crypto miners compete with each other to solve complicated mathematical problems using high-performance computers. Each problem uses cryptographic hash functions that are associated with a block containing a cryptocurrency transaction's data. A mining pool is a joint group of cryptocurrency miners who combine their computational resources over a network to strengthen the probability of finding a block or otherwise successfully mining for cryptocurrency. Nowadays, Bitcoin is only mined by those who have managed to secure some sort of ASIC mining hardware, because it is pointless to mine Bitcoin with GPU, a regular computer, let alone with CPU miners. That is the reason why there are not that many Bitcoin mining pools left, and there are a few larger ones that most people are mining in. Miners can profit if the price of Bitcoins exceeds the cost to mine. These include the cost of the electricity to power the computer system, cost of electricity, the availability and price of the computer system, and the difficulty in providing the services. At first glance, Bitcoin mining appears profitable. In 2021, the reward per block was 6.25 Bitcoins, and one Bitcoin is worth around $60,000. According to these figures, Bitcoin generates more than $200,000 worth of value every 10 minutes. If that sounds too good to be true, that's because it is, in part. A single ASIC, or mining rig, can consume as much electricity as 500,000 PlayStation 3 devices, which is why Bitcoin mining simply isn't profitable from home. The profitability of Bitcoin mining depends mostly on the cost of electricity. For example, if you live in Louisiana and access electricity at an industrial rate of 4.58 cents per kilowatt hour, which is the cheapest in the United States, you will lose money, even with top-notch ASIC hardware. Fortunately, Bitcoin mining enthusiasts without direct access to cheap electricity have another option: mining pools. One way in which Bitcoin mining can still be profitable, and perhaps the only way, is through mining pools. These arrangements enable miners to pool their resources, adding power but splitting the difficulty, cost, and reward of mining Bitcoin. There are several well-known Bitcoin mining pools across the globe. When a mining pool is rewarded, the individual miners get a very tiny piece of this reward. Bitcoins can be facilitated by the Bitcoin network, thus accommodating thousands of Bitcoin miners who collaborate through mining pools. But miners might still wait a long time to successfully reap their reward. Though this is highly speculative, one analysis found that top-notch ASIC hardware would require about 1,200 days to receive 1 Bitcoin from mining efforts as part of a pool. Taxes. The IRS treats cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, received from mining as income. A miner needs documentation proving when a Bitcoin was mined. The Bitcoin will be valued based on its price on the day it was mined. If a Bitcoin is later sold at a higher price, the miner will need to pay capital gains tax on the difference. If a mining operation is not part of an established business, additional tax obligations could apply. Such miners are likely to owe a self-employment tax of 15.3% on their annual income. So mining is very challenging. Can make a little money, it's too hard to calculate a profit here because everything fluctuates so wildly. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and other popular cryptos reached record or near record highs this year, raising concerns about the amount of energy needed to mine the coins. Warehouses of Bitcoin mining rigs run 24 hours a day, consuming more power than the whole of Argentina. As the energy bill for crypto mining rises, so does the amount of carbon and waste, adding to the growing climate crisis. This graph shows the exponential increase of power consumption. Bitcoin mining alone consumes more electricity during a year than these countries. There are several thousand cryptocurrencies. Most cryptos spend more electricity than they are worth. What is a crypto mining rig? It's a bare-bones computer with graphics cards or GPUs, graphics processing unit, or ASIC application-specific integrated circuits. These computers do not use CPUs like the PCs most people use. Instead of the single-card standard, rigs usually use multiple powerful GPU cards from NVIDIA and AMD to handle the complex calculations. These rigs require high-wattage power supplies to operate. The popularity of mining has led to a shortage of graphics cards. Anyone can purchase a rig and participate in the mining of crypto, just be ready to pay a lot for your electricity. Most miners are using an application-specific integrated circuit ASIC type rig. This type of computer circuit that has been designed for a single specific purpose. An ASIC miner refers to a device that uses microprocessors for the sole purpose of mining digital currency. Generally, each ASIC miner is constructed to mine a specific digital currency. With the high price value of the major cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and others, mining pools and individuals have been springing up all over the world and trying their luck. They are building massive mining centers and warehouses and are cashing in on the craze of digital money. Yet most are finding that it's not what they thought it would be. This is a closer look at a mining pool. Now you can understand why they use so much electricity. One miner over in Europe used the heat generated from his rigs to heat his home during the winter. The legal status of Bitcoin varies from country to country. El Salvador's Congress on June 9, 2021 approved Bitcoin cryptocurrency, making it the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. As of June 2021, Bitcoin was legal in the US, Japan, the UK, and most other developed countries. In general, it is necessary to look at Bitcoin laws in specific countries. In the US, the IRS has taken an increasing interest in Bitcoin and has issued guidelines for taxpayers. Largely because of the fragmented legal system in the US, the situation regarding Bitcoin is patchy. There are myriad of laws, and they vary from state to state. The two bodies most concerned with Bitcoin at a federal level are the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC. The main benefits of Bitcoin: anonymity. Though each Bitcoin transaction is recorded in a public log, the names of buyers and sellers are never revealed, only their wallet ID'd. While that keeps Bitcoin users' transactions private, it also lets them buy or sell anything without easily tracing it back to them. That's why it has become the currency of choice for online buying of drugs or other illicit activities. Bitcoin transactions are pseudonymous. Bitcoin transactions are conducted on a peer-to-peer basis. Bitcoin transactions do not incur banking fees. Bitcoin payments have low transaction fees for international payments. Bitcoin payments are mobile. You can transfer money anywhere in the world without a third-party bank and have it arrive within hours, not days. You don't need to worry about Bitcoin overtaking the dollar anytime soon, but part of Bitcoin's ascension as the foremost cryptocurrency has been that now, whether you mine Bitcoin or buy Bitcoin, there are a variety of places that will accept it as payment. Many of them are online, but you may be surprised to find that depending on where you are, you could be able to find a local shop accepting it near you. It has a long way to go before it becomes widely used. The volatility in price, combined with lengthy transaction times on the busy blockchain, make it more difficult for establishments to accept Bitcoin payments. It's also made consumers wary of spending it. After all, why spend $30 worth of Bitcoin if in the future it might be worth much more if you invest it? The widest places Bitcoin is transacted is on the deep and dark web. The deep web is 10 times larger than the surface web or the internet that you surf every day. The term deep web refers to all web pages that are unidentifiable by search engines. Deep websites may be concealed behind passwords or other security walls, while others simply tell search engines to not crawl them. Without visible links, these pages are more hidden for various reasons. Many news outlets use deep web and dark web interchangeably. Much of the deep portion as a whole is perfectly legal and safe. Some of the largest parts of the deep web include databases, both public and privately, protected file collections that are not connected to other areas of the web, only to be searched within the database itself. Intranets, internal networks for enterprises, governments, and educational facilities used to communicate and control aspects privately within their organizations. The dark web, which is another part of the deep web, is where illicit transactions are performed. Everyone can access these areas of the web, you just have to know how. What happens on the dark web? The dark web is filled with a wide variety of sites. It does, though, have a seedy reputation as a place where people sell illegal firearms, drugs, pornography, and stolen personal identification. However, many legitimate organizations also run sites on the dark web. When you purchase personal identity protection, like LifeLock, Identity Guard, MyFICO, or Xandr to name a few, these organizations search the dark web to see if your personal information is for sale. What can you buy with Bitcoin? People are so caught up on what Bitcoin could be: an investment, a stock you can trade, a technology that will shape the future of entire industries, but do not forget that it's also a coin, as the name implies, a form of currency. It was designed to upend government money and become one of the foremost currencies in the world. Bitcoin was originally designed to help you pay for things without banks getting involved at all. Bitcoin was originally created because of the 2008 financial crisis. People had lost confidence in banks, so a new currency that does not use banks was born. So, can you actually spend it? And what can you buy with Bitcoin, anyway? You don't need to worry about Bitcoin overtaking the dollar anytime soon, but part of Bitcoin's ascension as the foremost cryptocurrency has been that now, whether you mine Bitcoin or buy Bitcoin, there are a variety of places that will accept it as payment. Many of them are online, but you may be surprised to find that depending on where you are, you could be able to find a local shop accepting it near you. It has a long way to go before it becomes widely used. The volatility in price, combined with lengthy transaction times on the busy blockchain, make it more difficult for establishments to accept Bitcoin payments. It's also made consumers wary of spending it. After all, why spend $30 worth of Bitcoin if in the future it might be worth much more if you invest it? The widest places Bitcoin is transacted is on the deep and dark web. The deep web is 10 times larger than the surface web or the internet that you surf every day. The dark web, which is another part of the deep web, is where illicit transactions are performed. Everyone can access these areas of the web, you just have to know how. Since Bitcoin's creation, thousands of new cryptocurrencies have been launched, but Bitcoin, abbreviated as BTC, remains the largest by market capitalization and trading volume. If you didn't know, let me educate you of the impact and the speed of how our financial system is getting ready to make a major change. Paper money is on its way out. Most people don't carry cash these days. So the Federal Reserve is moving forward in its efforts to develop its own digital currency, announcing in May it will release a research paper that explores the move further. Though the central bank did not set any specific plans on the currency, Chairman Jerome Powell cited the progress of payments technology and said the Fed has been carefully monitoring and adapting to those innovations. The effective functioning of our economy requires that people have faith and confidence not only in the dollar, but also in the payment networks, banks, and other payment service providers that allow money to flow on a daily basis, Powell said in a video message accompanying the announcement. Our focus is on ensuring a safe and efficient payment system that provides broad benefits to American households and businesses while also embracing innovation, he said. Fed officials have emphasized the importance of getting the issuance of a central bank digital currency right rather than participating in a race with its global peers. However, the moves of multiple countries, most prominently China, and the central bank digital currency, CBDC, space has intensified talk about how aggressively the Fed should move. China's progress has stirred worries that it could undermine the dollar's position as the global reserve currency. It's going to take some time to do it right, said David Treat, leader of the blockchain practice for Accenture, which is leading public-private research initiative into CBDCs. We're talking about a 4 or 5 year journey to real availability and usage, and a lot of learning that has to happen between now and then to make sure how it's implemented fits with each country's social values and laws. This ends our presentation. We hope you have become more enlightened on the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain. Thank you from the design engineers of NextGen Interactive. They want you to understand, we are rapidly entering into a whole new way of life, and you must get on board or get run over. My name is Rosie. I'm turning this portion of the presentation over to David Brown to answer any questions you may have. Thank you. For our last slide, David will take you to a live blockchain, where you will see current transactions. This is the Ethereum blockchain, the second largest blockchain which supports the Ethereum cryptocurrency, other cryptocurrencies, and smart contracts, which we can explain at another presentation. David?